organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV, it's Veterans Day. We take an inside look at women and the draft next.
And learn about one local coach's battle with cancer just ahead.
Iowa men's golf had a fall season of ups and downs. Find out in sports what they can do to improve in their off season until spring.
All that and more coming up.
You're watching Daily Iowan TV.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Roberts.
And I'm Brianna Jett.
African American students, faculty, and allies of the African American community, including some UI faculty and staff, converged on the Pentacrest this afternoon wearing all black. This was a show of solidarity for the African American students at the University of Missouri in Columbia. On Monday, the former University of Missouri president Tim Wolf resigned amid accusations that he failed to address acts of racism on campus. His resignation is a culmination of 2 months of unrest over the administration's alleged lack of response to complaints about racial slurs and harassment.
After the handful of hawk alerts involving sexual misconduct Tuesday, UI Vice President of Student Life Tom Rockland wrote an email to students Tuesday evening addressing the concerns. The individual who allegedly committed the acts of assault is in custody, which Rockland said the university is thankful for. The email also provided a link to resources for victims and thanked those students who helped report the incident.
Veterans Day is a national holiday that honors the men and women who fought for this country. However, historically, it hasn't always been men and women signing up to serve. Our own Elena Hammer has more.
Veterans Day is a day to honor all of the brave men and women who have served or are currently serving the U.S. military. Although many of these admirable soldiers have voluntarily signed up to serve, many have involuntarily served in previous wars due to the draft. When a man turns 18, he is automatically required by law to enlist in the military in case of a possible draft for the war. So if men are required to enlist, why aren't women?
In my opinion, I think it's based on sexual gender roles in a way, because I know men are seen as more of the tough kind of guy, and the women are more delicate, and so I think they want people, people more muscular and manly to fight for our country.
On the contrary to that,
I luckily got it now, and I think it should keep going.
With all of the controversy on whether women should be required to enlist at 18 just like men are in the U.S., many question if excluding women from a possible draft is outdated and sexist. When it comes to war, should women have the same rights as men?
Women have been fighting for equal rights for the draft for everything for over 100 years. There's never going to be a draft, so there's no reason for them not to want to sign up for the draft, just to be on equal footing with men.
We might not have all the answers now, but this issue is definitely worth building awareness and controversy for future generations. Reporting from the University of Iowa Pentacrest, this is Elena Hammer, Daily Iowan TV.
A new boutique just outside of Cedar Rapids is giving back this holiday season. LA Trends Addict opened in Hiawatha, Iowa in late October and is now donating money to Dance Marathon based on the number of Facebook likes the store's page gets by the end of the year. The goal is for the page to have 1,000 likes by Thanksgiving and 2,000 by Christmas. As of Wednesday afternoon, the page was just 25 likes away from hitting that $1,000 mark.
There are currently a plethora of severe storm warnings, tornado watches, and tornado warnings in effect throughout the state of Iowa. Here in Iowa City, severe winds are expected to blow as quickly as 50 miles per hour this evening, and rain is expected. Daily Iowan TV encourages everyone to avoid traveling this evening if possible and use discretion when leaving shelter.
Well, I don't know about you, Andrew, but this weather has me a little bit nervous, and I don't know if we're going to see more this week.
Definitely. Let's toss it over to the weather studio and FA to see what's in store for the rest of this week.
Even though this evening was marked by severe storms, the rest of the week is looking to clear up a bit. Let's take a look. Thursday morning will start out at chilly 42 degrees with partly cloudy skies. As the day progresses, expect warmer temps at 50 degrees, also with partly cloudy skies. As evening rolls around, expect temperatures to drop down to 39 degrees. Friday is going to be fairly chilly with a high of 47 and a low of 28. During the night game this weekend, expect temperatures to be cooler, so definitely dress appropriately. Next week will be in the high 50s and lower 40s. That's all I have here at the studio. Back to you at the desk.
Joe's Crab Shack is now the first major chain restaurant to eliminate tipping for servers. With this change comes an increase in the menu prices by 12 to 15% and a wage increase for servers to $14 an hour. The seafood chain began testing this no tipping policy back in August, but as of Wednesday is now implementing the change in all 113 locations.
Target is currently receiving heat from some customers for selling a Christmas-themed sweater that reads OCD, Obsessive Christmas Disorder. Several individuals criticized the garment on social media. They said they believed it mocked obsessive-compulsive disorder. Some people diagnosed with the disorder took to Twitter, tweeting that the outrage over the sweater was uncalled for. Although Target regrets that its customers are disturbed by the item, there are no plans to remove it.
Since Tom Mittman took over as the head coach of the City High girls cross country team in 1997, he's been motivating them to keep on running. That motivation has since turned into 7 state championships. But when he was diagnosed with a rare form of lymphoma early this season, it was his team that kept motivating him and fighting. Austin Love has more.
Today for leadership. Coach Tom Mittman is a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But to the City High girls cross country team, he is more than just a coach.
We're just like a big family.
That's why when he was diagnosed with lymphoma at the beginning of the season,
they're the 70 daughters I never had.
It was so hard to break the news.
He kept saying oh, and then I have something to tell you, and then he would back up and say something else.
It was hard for me just because I'm an emotional guy, and so I knew it'd be hard to tell him.
And so hard to receive.
It was pretty hard to hear, especially about someone like Tom. And some girls started to cry. I was just thinking oh, he has to be okay though. He's Tom. Cancer isn't. Not everyone dies. Tom's gonna be okay.
Throughout the season, Tom has undergone numerous sessions of chemotherapy. But it's the therapy that he receives coaching that is the true medicine.
They're my fifth drug and the one I get every day.
A diagnosis that could be fatal has given Tom the ability to see life in a new way.
This is certainly a big wake-up call to take advantage of every day. This is an opportunity for me to make the most of the rest of my days and enjoy them, to be appreciative for all the blessings that I've gotten.
The season may be over, but it's coaching next fall that keeps Tom fighting.
I anticipate coming back next year and doing it again.
In Iowa City.
I am an extraordinarily lucky guy.
Austin Love, Daily Iowan TV.
On Tuesday night, it was the second week of the college football playoff rankings, and Iowa's ranking came as a surprise to some. Hannah Thompson is standing by in the sports studio. Some Hawks fans are happy, aren't they, Hannah?
They are very happy, Andrew and Brianna, after revealing Clemson at the #1 spot again. Alabama moved into #2, while Ohio State and Notre Dame claimed spots 3 and 4. Then came #5. Many knew that it was going to be tough between Iowa and Baylor, but Iowa came out on top and is ranked 5th overall in the country for the playoffs after beating Indiana this past Saturday. And if Iowa wins on Saturday against Minnesota, that will be their best start in school history. But now, pushing football talk aside before our pregame show on Thursday, basketball season is right around the corner. Iowa men's and women's hoops tip off their season openers here in Iowa City on Friday. Basketball reporter Taylor Brooks met with the men's side and head coach Fran McCaffrey to see how they're feeling about Friday and the future. Taylor?
Thanks, Hannah. It's not only an important week for Iowa men's hoops as their season opener is upon them, but also for the future. 3 seniors signed with Iowa on Wednesday, and one major steal for the Hawks was power forward Tyler Cook.
Well, we've been recruiting Tyler for quite some time. He's special in a lot of different ways, starting with his character. I mean, he's comes from a phenomenal family. What I see in him is, as great as he is, I see even greater potential. Because he's played primarily the power forward position most of his life. And, you take one look at him and that's why he's there. But there's a lot more in his game. He can handle the ball, he can run, he can He can make plays off the dribble.
Even though this is an exciting time for Coach McCaffrey, their focus is on starting this season off strong.
Well, they're athletic, they're quick, they're powerful, they're deep. You know, they don't have a lot of experience back. They got a handful of quality players that have put up some numbers.
We like to take every opponent the exact same way. So, you know, Sioux Falls, Augustana, everyone's that we treat the exact same way. But, you know, Gardner-Webb is a program that has a history of coming in and winning some games early in the season. You know, I think they beat Purdue last year, and my freshman year, I think it was, we were down by 20 at half. So they're a team that you got to really be ready to play, and you know they're going to come after us.
Just starting off good, starting out great, like we did last game, and then not let up, and just keep playing hard, and defensively just keep playing like we should be.
The Hawks will make a quick turnaround from Friday and play again on Sunday against Copen State, but stick with Daily Iowan TV Sports for all the coverage. We will see you on the court on Friday. Reporting inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Taylor Brooks for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thanks, Taylor. As basketball is just beginning along with wrestling on Saturday as well, there's one more fall sport that ended with high hopes for their spring season. Colin Murphy has more.
The Iowa men's golf team finished up their fall season due to the cancellation of the 2015 Royal Oaks Intercollegiate due to heavy rain that was to be held in Dallas, Texas. The Hawkeyes got their first and only win of the season this year at the Golf Week Conference Challenge in Burlington, Iowa, and picked up a top 5 finish at the David Toms Intercollegiate in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I caught up with some of the Hawkeyes to see how they felt about their fall season.
I mean, we played okay at Minnesota, not as well as we would have liked, and then we bounced back well at the Golf Week. And then we played okay at LSU, and then I mean Georgia was just kind of a disaster, and we would have liked to have had one more event, but it unfortunately got canceled due to Dallas getting 8 inches of rain and the course flooding. So we didn't end the season as well as we would have liked.
Despite their poor finish at Atlanta, the Hawkeyes are pleased with their fall season and felt great about getting their first team win under Coach Stith.
I think it went pretty good. You know, we had a couple pretty good tournaments. We got our first win under Coach Stith. You know, that was really cool. You know, we definitely wanted to get that done this season.
Coach Stith and the Hawkeyes are confident going into the spring season, but still believe that there are aspects of their game that need to be worked on.
You know, we're in a position where we control our own destiny for the spring. We've got a lot of work to do this off season to kind of get back to playing as well as we were earlier on the fall. But it's nice that our record is in a good situation. Our ranking is such that if we go out and take care of business in the spring, we can get back to the NCAA tournament.
Reporting from Finkbine Golf Course, this has been Colin Murphy for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thanks, Colin. And the Hawkeyes begin competition February 6th with their alumni match in Florida. Now we turn our attention back to Iowa football on our Thursday edition of Pregame, but with a little wrestling added to the mix. That'll do it for Taylor, Colin, and I. Back to you guys at the desk.
Before we leave you tonight,
Daily Iowan TV would like to thank all the United States veterans.
Those who are serving currently or those who have served, thank you for all you've done for this country.
Thanks for joining us this evening and have a great night.